Hey, what's up, my friends? Welcome to my YouTube channel. My name is Victor, and I help people navigate through their awakening process. And today I'm going to talk about how you can get clear guidance from your spirit guides or your higher self, your divine intuition, your go-to non-physical peeps, however you want to frame it, that divine guidance, essentially. We all get it. You know, you might label it as your instincts or your gut or following your heart, but we all know that sometimes the nudges of from our inner being or our inner self or our higher self are somewhat vague. Just sort of, you get little bits and pieces and feelings, but it's rare that it's very clear and concise. This communication, this partnership with our personality, self, character, and this greater part of ourself. This communion is something we're all in the process of bonding, you could say. We're not really used to utilizing our divine guidance for practical everyday decisions. But it's something that is becoming more important now for a variety of reasons, which I'm not going to go into now. But again, that's why I'm making this video, because it's something that you can work at and improve at. And then therefore, when you can become better at communicating with your divine guidance, which is far more wise and far-seeing than the present ego mind that most people limit themselves to when it comes to navigating their life, then you can really, there is really nothing outside of the realm of possibility for what you can achieve in this lifetime. So I'm going to hook you up with 3 different tips that'll help you, again, strengthen that bond and get more clear guidance. Number 1 is to practice. Treat it as a skill you're working on. Just like if you were going to college to learn a bunch of stuff and get a degree and then have a job, or anything in life of that nature. Don't look at it. I recommend you have that mindset of this is a skill that I will only get better with practice. Ask any psychic. I remember a long time ago, I don't have it offhand now, but I bought this psychic book about learning all the different psychic skills. And I remember reading the introduction, and the person was saying, listen, I'm a lot better and more clear now than I was in the past. You have to work at this. And that same thing goes with that communication. So dedicate some time, I would say at least a few days a week of undisturbed time, and just practice whatever your thing is. I've taught myself over the years how to read tarot cards. I can do regular channeling, automatic writing. I know what a lot of my synchronicity type of symbols now represent through just trial and error. So I put some time into this, and from my own experience, I can say that you do improve when you work at it. Number 2, and this is something that's going to be a spin-off and a byproduct of number 1. When you start putting physical, consistent energy into anything, but especially this thing, of clearing your antenna so you can receive more clear guidance, you're going to find that your higher self, your life, however you want to label it, is going to start bringing to your awareness maybe habits you have, or foods you're eating, or substances you're taking in, or people you're around, or anything that's going to kind of conflict with this new endeavor of becoming a clearer conduit or a clearer antenna. It'll start to bring these things to the surface, to your conscious awareness, usually by temporarily exaggerating the negative consequences. Maybe you've been smoking weed for a long time. Now, I'm not saying it's bad or anything, it's just an example. Maybe you've been smoking weed a while and you kind of been saying, it's probably time to give this up. You might start getting sore throats or something every time you take a drag, or just again, the ramifications will become temporarily magnified. Maybe it's the food you're eating, something like that. And number 2 is you have to be willing to part with those at that time. There's always a time to let something go, and usually it's very obvious. It's very clearly seen as a pressing matter in your life. And then if you do want to continue to improve, you will at that time have to let go whatever the thing is. And it'll be for your best interest. You'll feel not only better in the sense that now you're improving your skills in maybe a more efficient way, but you'll feel better anyway. There's a reason. There's always a reason for everything. Number 3 is to give yourself more alone time. More time when your awareness, you are not focusing out there, whether it be on Facebook or on YouTube or reading a book or talking with people or driving a car or going to work or watching television, movies and whatever. We're always taking our reservoir of consciousness and putting it, turning it out. Well, divine guidance, higher self guidance, spirit guidance, that all usually comes from within. And it's quiet and it's subtle. And we don't often give ourselves hardly any time to take our awesomely, always growing, ever expanding consciousness and turn it in. So we can perceive the subtle, faint little nudges from our spirit. But if you take time every day, even 10-20 minutes, just to be quiet, just to not focus out there, you don't have to even do any formal meditation, just to be alone. You can go sit by a tree and just kind of stare off into a field, or sitting in a chair kind of staring off. You'll be surprised at what you might experience. I have found that my higher guidance, my guides, whatever, they tend to take advantage of when I'm relaxing and being quiet. And if there's something they want to say to me, that they usually take the opportunity. And they might have been trying to get my attention the whole time, but if I don't ever give myself a chance to kind of relax and open myself up, then you never get them. So it's very important to give yourself more alone time, more me time, more just time to be with yourself, not really doing much of anything. So I hope that helps. I know in the beginning it can be discouraging because you'll have experiences where you get clear guidance from time to time, and many other times it's not like that. But again, you can become more consistent with this if you put in the work, you put in the effort. It is something you can improve at relatively quickly, believe it or not. So I wish you all well with that. Have an amazing day. I will speak to you tomorrow. Namaste.